I have 3 indicators on the chart right here, which are absolute game changers. And one of them even comes with this backtest. Now hold on, this backtest is not financial advice. Nothing in this video is financial advice. But what makes these 3 indicators so game changing is that they're simple, they're clean, and they're free. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna rapid fire through each of these 3 indicators. And all 3 of them touch on completely different analysis styles. I'm gonna show you what each one does, how it works, and how you can maybe integrate it into your trading plan if you like it and want to test it. And then you're gonna let me know in the comments below which one you like the best. That's the most important step. If you don't do that, I'm gonna tell TradingView on you. All jokes aside, I chose these 3 indicators because I think they can be helpful for new traders or even experienced traders who want a simple, clean read on something that they might not currently do. And you better believe I saved the best one for last. So you have to make it through the first 2 first. But if you don't know me by now, I'm Keo the TradingView Wizard. And on TradingView, there's only 22 coding wizards, and I'm one of them. And I put blood, sweat, and tears to get that title. So if you want to have fun exploring the markets with me and pick up some indicators that might help improve your analysis, feel free to subscribe. I post twice a week. Let's start with the most boring indicator, IQ bands. Boring doesn't mean it's the least helpful. It just means I didn't get to get crazy with it. Now, you might be thinking, Keo, these just look like Bollinger Bands. And I have to tell you, you're wrong. This is what Bollinger Bands look like. Way noisier, way less helpful. But the premise is the same. What IQ bands are doing are, simply put, volatility bands. All that really means is that the price area within these bands would not be considered unusual given the current volatility. If you look at Bollinger Bands, price moves outside them all of the time, and this makes it difficult to know if price moves outside the bands. Should we expect price to move back in the bands, or should it just keep going? With IQ bands, this part is much clearer. When price leaves the IQ bands, we do want to look for a reversion back within the bands. All of these instances here are very perfect examples of that. As soon as price leaves the IQ bands, whether to the upside or to the downside, we did see a quick reversion all of these times back within the bands. Now, is that going to happen every single time? Of course not. From the perspective of someone who's made a lot of indicators and algos and things of this nature, it is just not possible to make volatility bands that price always stays inside of no matter what. Volatility bands like this, you have to understand, are always going to tell us what would be unusual given what's currently normal. Extreme outlier events like this or the unpredictable black swan cannot usually be accounted for. Definitely not the black swan, right? That's the whole point of it being a black swan. But so long as extreme outlier events do not occur, this is exactly the kind of action we want to see around these volatility bands. This indicator is free. It's simple to integrate into any trading plan to give it testing. Link is in the description below. Indicator number 2, follow line IQ. This is the one that comes with the back test. This is just a single back test. We'll go over it in a second, but don't get too excited. Now, follow line IQ is also very simple. Think the same premise as super trend, but calculated differently. All follow line IQ is trying to do is determine the current momentum or any form of persistence in the market. If momentum is favoring the upside, you will have a blue followed line, and it stays relatively stable until an appreciable move happens. If momentum favors the downside, you will see a red follow line like this. Now, with these super trend-like indicators, they always look so beautiful when price is actually moving significantly down or actually moving significantly up. As soon as you get choppy price action like this, which is the majority of the time, these trend detection and following based indicators tend to fall apart a bit. So you always have to keep an eye on that. If you don't actually trade any kind of momentum based signals from these kinds of indicators, they can still be helpful as state classifications. Is momentum favoring the upside or is momentum favoring the downside? Then you could potentially look to devise trading plans around the current state of momentum. And I'm going to let you know something right now. There's a ton of momentum indicators on TradingView that try to do this exact same thing. If you ever think you're going to find one that doesn't get juked out by sideways price movement, I got a timeshare to sell you. Now, regarding the backtesting portion, you can test follow line IQ and when the strategy takes a long position, when the follow line flips blue. You can test short positions when the follow line flips red. This is like a super trend strategy. As soon as the follow line changes direction, the strategy will generally exit the trade. All for backtesting and historical purposes, not financial advice. So this does let you see a single backtest on TradingView, which I've discussed a million times, is not necessarily enough information in any capacity, but still gives you a general idea of what happened in the past. This backtest had a 1.226 profit factor, which is not exceptional, but is realistic. And now that I'm looking, it had an absolutely horrible drawdown of 56%, which means too many contracts in this backtest. When I use proper position sizing, we have something that looks a little more realistic. Now, there are a lot of settings in this indicator, despite how simple it looks. You can decide whether to test long, short, or long and short positions, set a backtest range, how you want the strategy to exit trades in the historical test, whether to use a fixed stop and target, move the stop to break even, use a trail stop loss, and the filter type for the follow line itself. This specific setting will change how the follow line is calculated, but it doesn't make that much of a difference. You can also change the individual indicator settings that go into calculating the follow line and decide whether or not to use an ATR filter. The ATR filter in general is better left on because the calculations that go into these individual indicators for the follow line will adapt more to volatility. If you don't use it, it looks like this, and that's not very helpful. Follow line is free. Check the link in the description below to see it on TradingView. Word to the wise, none of these indicators are public, so you need to get them in the description. Now, finally, indicator number 3. The one I think the IQ Brotherhood will like most. And you know who else I think would like this indicator? Patrick Nill. He's a 2-time world champion trader, and I interviewed him recently and got him to tell me everything. I even got him on the chart to show me the exact strategy he uses to trade like a world champion. I interviewed him over at the prop firm. If you're interested in that video, link is also in the description where all links go. He did share a lot of useful information. I hope you appreciate the interview. And I just noticed this camera angle makes me look extremely short. I'm actually extremely average height. Now, the final indicator is single print IQ. Now, this indicator is a little more complex. It detects every single possible single print on the chart and then plots it forward as a line and even gives you the TPO letter in which that single print formed. Now, if you're new and you don't know what a single print is and you've never used a TPO, which I don't exactly blame you, a single print is a level in which only one candle traded through for a session. Most commonly, the daily session is used. So if one candle touches one price level, that will be a single print. As soon as another candle trades through the same price level, it's no longer a single print. Now, this has a ton of potential implications, and it is a bit context dependent and nuanced. One of the IQ Brotherhood members even shared a very detailed chart outline of how to interpret single prints in the Discord server. If you want more information on how these levels work, I would highly suggest checking that out in the server and not relying on me to make a 2-minute explanation of it. There are many reasons into why single prints are important, but if you're new, for now, just consider them as reaction zones. For here, for instance, this is a single print. Miraculously enough, this happened to be a strong turning point once it was retested. Of course, that won't always happen. Here are other recent single prints on the chart where there happened to be a reaction when price traded back through them. Single print IQ is free, link in the description below, and it also uses tick levels to calculate the TPO, which is very important, and you can select to not show single prints that occur on wicks and only on the candle body. Now, IQ Brotherhood, which one do you think is my favorite? First, let's look at the dev side. Which one is the most fun and mentally challenging to create? That is single print IQ. These simple little lines, believe it or not, are not that easy. But regarding actual analysis, you guys might be surprised. I have to go with the most boring one. Why? Because the actual calculation used to calculate these bands is the most mathematically elegant out of the 3 indicators we have here. Now, does that mean I think, oh, just go and trade every time price is outside this? No, of course not. But personally, I do think these bands can be very helpful for traders to keep them sane when price seems to just be going up or seems to just be going down. And we need a reality check of whether that move is actually kind of normal or if we would treat it as being statistically unusual. And if you're watching this video, we're live trading pretty much 5 days a week, all weekdays with Jesse. Jesse is my protege, but he's an excellent algo coder, indicator coder, and trading mind. So we gave him $1 million in funded capital from a prop firm that is very important, and he's trading it Monday through Friday. So be sure to check him out. He's a great guy. If you're looking for a trading home, check out the Trading IQ Discord server where we talk trading, analysis, and everything under the sun. IQ Brotherhood, thank you for making it this far. I hope you like one of these 3 indicators. I didn't make a standalone video for all of these indicators because realistically, I cannot sit and talk about IQ bands here for 15 minutes. I can't do that with follow line either. I could have done it with single print, but it's a bit more on the niche side. So I figured we could cover it all 3 in one video. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much, IQ Brotherhood. I hope you liked it, and I will see you soon.